Some South Africans are upset. They are demanding answers from the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Ireland. Now, why are they so upset? Apparently, Ireland sent back a Nigerian family to South Africa. And they want to know, why would you send this woman and her 3 sons to South Africa? She's definitely not from South Africa. The part of the story that these South African people are missing is the beginning of the story. When we see topics on the internet, we rush out to discuss the topics, but we don't take the time to get in-depth information on exactly what is going on. This lady is from Nigeria, but she fled Nigeria with her 3 children to South Africa and as a refugee. There she got permanent stay. But while she was staying there, she's claiming that she was attacked and her 3 sons' lives are in danger. Now it's 2 teenagers, it looks like, and a little boy that's under the teen situation. But now she was in Ireland, and Ireland said, you know, we're not going to give you a refugee status because we basically don't believe your story. So they put her on a plane after a period of time and sent her back to South Africa because she does have a permanent documentation for herself and her 3 children. But the South African people, the ones that are complaining, definitely not all South Africans, are complaining that why did you send her back here? Why not ship her to Nigeria? Now, I understand from being on social media for a while, and I've come across a couple of South Africans here, is that they are saying too many Nigerians are in their country committing crime and violence. They're sick of it and they want them to go. I even spoke about this in a video a while ago, that I met a man that is an African that's now living in the Netherlands, and he said the same thing. We have to bear in mind, not to generalize, not all Nigerians are committing crimes, not all South Africans are committing crimes, not all of this and not all of that. It's one Africa, it's a continent, people, and we need to learn to love on our brothers and sisters. Okay, we need to learn to love on our brothers and sisters, and we are the ones that should have the laws, the rules, the regulations in our country to protect ourselves. And when anyone enter in, or anyone that is in the system itself break the law and you caught them, you take legal action. To this lady now, I don't know if it was a necessity to flee Nigeria to South Africa, because I know there are people fleeing their countries when there is no need for it. They just believe that better life is somewhere else and they're going, and they would just flee and lie. We have enough here in the Netherlands in the refugee center, just lying left, right and center, because they believe life in other countries is a bed of roses. So she flee from Nigeria to South Africa. That was her claim. They gave her the permanent stay. Then she flees South Africa, claiming that they want to unalive her children and bad things that happened to her. Well, she got shit back. My situation with this case is I like the way that Ireland approached it. They decided that they didn't want her in their country and the children, and they send her back. They made sure she went back. If England has done the same thing, then Shannon White would have still been alive. They decided they didn't want that refugee guy in their country, and they gave him the opportunity to remove himself. He didn't remove himself. He went and unalived a 25-year-old mother of a small child, Caucasian lady. Then in Germany, we have the same thing happening a few weeks ago. One guy was told to go home. He will not get the document to stay. Went to the train station to unalive himself and drag an 18-year-old with him. This is the policy that these people should be using. If you are not going to allow these people to stay, it is your duty and responsibility to escort them to the airport, make sure they get on a plane and leave. You don't give them the opportunity to take out their frustration on other people and unalive other people, mother, father, sister, brother, uncle, auntie, niece, or nephew. So the approach of Ireland, I commend the approach. I'm going to make sure they leave the country, and I will not take any risk. As to the people of South Africa, let's all try to get along, people. Let's all try to get along. Now, was this lady really in danger in South Africa? I don't know. You can't, everywhere you go, you can't be in danger constantly. So if she was telling the truth, I hope she find her way out. And if she was lying, well, lying is not the way to always get what you want. Let's try and live good. Let's really try and live good. That's it.
I would really like people in Ireland to please do me a favor. Whether you're far right or far left or the middle in Ireland, it would be great to hear people really confirm to some people in South Africa that there are so many South Africans who have sought asylum in Ireland, who are now living their life, who have gotten passport, who have become Irish citizens and now living their life peacefully in Ireland. Ireland has a huge South African community, and many of the people that have been able to support those who are in asylum centers have been South Africans. So I would really love a situation where people living in Ireland will really please confirm to some of the people living in some of the people in South Africa that actually South Africans, native South Africans, do go out and seek asylum. And it is not a crime to seek asylum. But I just wanted to make that point because since I posted a video yesterday to talk about the people who were deported from Ireland to South Africa, my comment section of that video have been on fire. You can go to the video that I posted yesterday and just look at the comments for yourself. And that comment actually raises a very, very serious question. And this is again to actually how will I call it? That it puts, it justifies the fear that the family of Oyenkami that was deported alongside other South Africans to South Africa yesterday. It actually confirms her fear and what she was saying, that she and her children will not be safe when they're sent back to South Africa, because you can see how much hatred is put towards her in that comment section. You can see what some people from South Africa are saying, that she's not a South African and they want to investigate. When they come here, they said when they land in South Africa, they said they want the South African government to arrest them because they committed fraud, that they are not actually South Africans, but that they were claiming that they were South Africans. And this, I want to also inform some of the people in South Africa, apart from letting them know that there are a lot of South Africans in Ireland who seek asylum, who had gotten their refugee status, who actually are now living their life in Ireland with resident permits, with Irish citizenship, and they are not native Irish, but they are nationalized as Irish people, and nobody is against them or pushing them out because of that. So it's very shameful to see that Africans, most natives or South Africans on social media are actually putting out so much hatred towards other Africans. They claim that they have committed fraud because they are holding a passport of South Africa. And that also is another information that I want to pass on to those people in South Africa, some of the ones in South Africa who actually don't know that people, even though they are not natives, can come into a country and actually get nationalized. I've seen a lot of Pakistans, a lot of Indians, a lot of many other people from every part of the world carrying South African passport. And that is normal. That is the law. Some people go into other countries that are not their country and they can actually become nationals of that country and also own their passport. So I don't understand what is the reason that so many, native people who are carrying South African flags in my comment section saying, oh no, they are not South Africans. Look at their names. They are not South Africans. I think that's a lot of ignorance there. Please do your findings, because it is okay for somebody who doesn't have a South African name to be a South African, to get nationalized and be a South African, just like I am nationalized in Ireland and I am an Irish, even though I'm a Nigerian as well. And so many other people and so many South Africans living in Ireland also have Irish citizenship, and they are nationalized, and they are also living in Ireland nationalized as Irish, but then they are native South Africans as well. You have to understand this simple logic and this simple international rule and immigration rules as well. Okay. But again, there was a news that actually was published before the one that I read yesterday that has some of the information that will maybe clarify this argument as well. I didn't want to bother reading that news, but I think it is important because this will actually clarify some of this. Another thing I want to say before I read this news is I wish that the Minister for Justice in Ireland will see the comment that has been put out against this family, Oyenkami family that have been deported. Wonderful family who have done absolutely nothing wrong. At least they are not the ones that we are hearing about them committing crimes. They are not among the people who were committing crime, among the people that were deported. They are the ones that over 5,000 Irish people went out to protest to have them here because they were really good contributors of this. They were really, really good contributing to the society. They were really good integrating. They were doing sport. They were participating in the community. They were good family. And that is why the Irish people went out to support them. That is the testament to the fact that wherever country they originated from, they are good representative, or they have represented South Africa really, really well with their own behavior. And I think that instead of putting out this hatred towards them, that South Africans, most of the ones who are saying these things about them, should be proud and happy that this person is actually giving them a better image than some of the ones who have committed crime and were also deported to South Africa. Now, I want to read that particular news very, very brief because I don't want this video to be too long. Nearly 40 people have been arrested and some families separated as Ghana carried out a day of action. This is a news that was recorded by breakingnews.ie, okay? And this was on the 13th of February 2026, before the 28th that people were deported, okay? But listen to this. On Thursday morning, a total of 38 men and women and children, some as young as 13, were arrested as they went to sign on to notify the state of their whereabouts at the Ghana National Immigration Bureau. Some of the men are now in Clover Hill Prison, with some women in Dèp0rted Women Prison, it's believed. Angelia Rosell, a South African activist. In fact, this woman is a leader in the Abolish Direct Provision organization. Check it out, guys. She told the breaking news that her family and friends had been caught up in the arrest. A South African woman with the name Angelia Rosell told the breaking news in Ireland, she's a South African activist, told the breaking news in Ireland that her family and friends have been caught up in the arrest. Okay, it started with my two best friends. They went into GNIB just to go and present themselves, just a routine signing to say that they are not going to run away from their deportation order. Deportation order were issued to the South African who are her friends and family, and they had gone to sign. Normally, if you're giving deportation letter, you're also required to go and be signing. They had gone to sign and they were arrested. This is what she said, okay? It's not me. It's in the news. I hadn't spoken to them since 25 past 10 in the morning, and it should only take around 15 minutes when they go inside. At around 11:30, I realized that, okay, something had happened to them. Rosell said that her husband's family also had been detained after that. She said that her 13-year-old cousin, together with 23-year-old brother, had to watch their father being arrested and subsequently detained. She said that the father had chronic high blood pressure and the young boy's mental health issue as well. I'm not going to continue to read to the last of this because it's a bit of a long one, and I wanted to make sure that this message is actually passed before this video gets too long. This is a proof to many of the South Africans in my comment section saying that the family of or the people that were deported from Ireland yesterday, that many of them are not South Africans. Some of them say, oh, they are either Nigerians, they are Ghanaians, they are Zimbabweans. The hatred that some South Africans have towards their fellow Africans is very ridiculous, very shameful to say. And my heart goes out to the Oyenkani family that have been deported there. And I hope that the Department of Justice in Ireland will look at the kind of hatred that's been put out towards this family and realize why that woman was saying that it's not safe for her to go back there. Thank you so much, guys, for listening.